and nobody ever asked that question, Gary. How come we haven't gone back? And it just does not make sense.
Well, it's not because of lack of money, because they have spent that much money developing, the other program, of the shuttles and everything else. I mean, what was the point of basically having the shuttles? That was nothing. I think that was pretty much a diversion, honestly, of going back to the moon.
Yeah, sleight of hand. Yeah, exactly. You look at what we're doing with low orbit, again, too, has really nothing to do with what we could be finding on up there. And again, too, you think about capitalism. This is a capitalistic nation. And you're saying to yourself, well, what is on up there that can make other people more wealthy? And that goes completely against what is the process that makes this country go. And if the government, it's with what we've spent, be it with low orbit or with the Iraqi wars, they could have a resort on the moon right now.
Well,
okay.
maybe there is one. It's just not from our planet.
Yeah. Okay. You want to go on up there? It's going to cost you X amount of money, and millionaire can do it 1 week on the moon, and you're back here. We're going from 1969 technology to today's technology. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and it's strange too, the technology they had there. I mean, let's face it, your laptop has 100 times more power than the computer they had on the module, to take them to the moon. Now, Allan, again, let's talk about your last book, or the books that's available on Amazon. What are the names, and for the people can look it up. And then after we talk about your book there for a minute, let's talk about how they can book you this summer for a great, fun tour of some ghost towns and some interesting off-the-path places to investigate.
Okay. Well, on Amazon, I have numerous books. Some are out of print, but they're still being sold on Amazon. And, Santa Fe Mayhem Paranormal Guide, Mystery Mayhem Chronicle USA. And I would say that Mystery Mayhem Chronicle USA would be the book to get. I have, I would say, around 8 or 9 books out there, different editions. And this Mystery Mayhem Chronicle USA is going to be stories from all 50 states. Ghost stories, conspiracy stories, mystery stories. It's like the Reader's Digest. You're going to be the old Reader's Digest. You're going to be able to pick up the book and just pick on up a story and read it. Some of them are very in-depth. Some are just brief stories. For example, I'll go into the Sasquatch tales, the Apes of Wrath, or into the RFK assassination conspiracy of 1968, or go into another story about HARP out in Alaska, all kinds of things for the disappearance of Flight 19. You name it, it's in its book. It's a very, very good read, and I recommend it. You can get it on Amazon, or you can go to my website, and you can order that on my website.
Now, what's your website address?
SantaFeGhostAndHistoryTours.com, or just plug in Allan Pacheco Ghost Tours, and my website's about 150 pages. It's a very in-depth website, so you're going to be getting not only information on my tours, but also through the decades, investigations on ghosts. You're going to have pictures that have been taken on my tours of paranormal energies, or again, to what was taken on investigations. You're going to see my in-depth study on cattle mutilations, pictures about haunted places here in Santa Fe, all kinds of things. And if people want to, when they come to Santa Fe, I do lectures. Lots of times for business functions. Let's say they have a convention for accountants or architects or lawyers. speech before dinner, be it on the history of the town, which is fascinating, or the paranormal. I also do private ghost tours or history tours here, so it's just you and your group. You're not bothered by obnoxious strangers. You're able to ask as many questions as you want, and we walk through the old town, and we go through to different haunted places or different historic places, depending on the tour. And, of course, if you're a ghost hunter, bring your ghostometer along, and sometimes, not all the time, it's rare, but it does happen, sometimes we do get some action, and sometimes the action's kind of dramatic. And
how about recordings and stuff? And does anybody got any recordings, off of, let's say, their cell phone or anything, or just taking, recordings and then playing back and hear any strange noises?
We've had, you see, the thing about that with audio is everybody's going to say, I think it's this, I think it said this, I think it said that word, I think it said this, that. So there's always going to be controversy about that, but we have had some bizarre growls, different words, but there's also some, we're talking about the moonshot. We do have some state-of-the-art Eagle has landed Apollo 11 ghost apparatuses, and some of these things will give you a word or give you a couple of words, like in a mini sentence in an area, so that way nobody is confusing what was said. And we've had in some certain places, and mind you, this is on the website, Santa Fe Ghost and History Tours. There are some pictures of some of these gadgets where, in haunted areas, where it'll say dead or death or the name of somebody. We do get all kinds of readings. And again, too, on some of the investigations, like this one haunted area, we were able to turn off all the power in this one area on this street. So there's no electric pulses, there's no nothing coming. And we were getting electronic and magnetic pulses that should not be there. And unless a satellite was beaming something on down to us, then we got something. And one of the pieces of equipment that was audio, the phone burnt the woman's ear. I mean, that's how hot it got. Yeah, we've had all kinds of things. For example, we're using tri-field meters, ghostometers. We're using dowsing rods. When we do a safari, we really do a safari. And getting back to my next project, one of the things that I now that end of the summer, I have total control over this book, and it's called Domingo Negro, Black Sunday. And if you like the idea of cowboys versus zombies in the Wild West of 1880, with Billy the Kid being the hero, then this is your book. So what I'm going to try to do with this is I'm going to try to get it into a production company so we can turn it into a film. And the book is done in such a way so that it's going to be like a graphic novel. There's many, many illustrations over, I think, 30-some illustrations, 30-some, I say 38. And it's also going to be written like a screenplay of sorts, because it's going to be not like Tolstoy's War and Peace. It's going to be very, very fast type of action. So that's another one of my projects that will be happening soon.
Oh,
and
wow.
what else? What else can I tell you? Tours, yeah. Give me a ring if you're in town, and I do private tours. All the information's on the website, telephone numbers, website. You're going to...
Now, Allan, the numbers they want to call you at, is it 505-986-5002 or 505-231-1336?
Correct.
Okay.
And the answering machines are always on, so I get back to you as fast as I can, and we can set up a gig, and off we go into mysterious Santa Fe. And again, too, people say, well, Santa Fe is the most haunted city in the USA. Well, yeah, well, Los Angeles will claim that too, certain areas. But remember, Santa Fe, the energy here, the ley line, the massacres, the things that have happened here, historically, Santa Fe is, for example, no place else in the world can claim this. And this, again, with the good energy and the bad energy in this town here. In 1945, here in Santa Fe, this is where world history changed. This is where Uncle Sam got his pockets picked. This is where the KGB got the secrets to the atomic bomb, here in Santa Fe. And you have all these kinds of things happening here in Santa Fe, good versus evil, evil versus good. Santa Fe is just, well, if you were to write it as a screenplay, nobody would believe it because all of the different energies here. That's how come you have such incredible hauntings here.
Oh, yeah. What's the weather like right now, this time of year?
It's summertime. Yeah, it's warm. It's dry heat. You don't need a jacket. It's going to be this way all the way till September. And July, August, we'll get some rainstorms, but it's a wonderful time of the year. And of course, this is tourist season. Tourist season starts from Memorial Day and goes all the way to our fiesta the weekend after Labor Day. That's early September. So this is when you have all the people coming into town, and it's for my money, it's the most unique place in the USA.
Well, it's rich. It's rich in everything. I mean, you go back, to the cowboy days all the way up. I mean, let's face it. I mean, it's a really rich area. And I'm looking at your website, guys, and listeners out there, you got to take a look at his website. I mean, it's really informative. I'm looking actually at a drawing here where there's like cowboys with a rope to hang somebody, and then they're pointing at this guy, basically, and then above the guy, there's a UFO. I mean, I don't know who drew that, but that is really interesting.
Oh, that's my logo. Yes. Okay. Yeah.
Well, I didn't know that.
I'm the guy with the sombrero fighting off all those.
Okay. There you go.
Kind of mayhem. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, you guys, that would probably be a couple-hour read on his website. I actually started about an hour before broadcast time going through it. And I just didn't even realize it was so in-depth. You click on here, and then it takes you there, and it takes you there, and it just keeps on going, It's a good read.
I thank you. Yeah, it's something out of Alice Through the Looking Glass or Alice in Wonderland. You're going to get UFO information, cattle mutilation, mysteries, La Llorona, the jinn, not gin as in drinking, but the jinn as far as the deadly jinn, these shapeshifters.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So, and I go into the missing here on the website. You're going to see photos of my searches, my investigations, all kinds of things. Eventually, I'm going to be putting on up a short docu that was, there's snippets of it. It was pretty much destroyed, but that was done at the haunted La Posada, which is a historic, also haunted mansion that goes back to Wild West days. Today it's a resort, and that place does have all kinds of ghostly activity.
Yeah. Well, it's better you have it than I have it where I live right now. Hey, Allan, the time went by really fast. I'm glad you contacted us. Again, I'm glad you realize we're not a motorcycle talk show.
Yeah, okay. Next time we'll talk about Bonneville 650 Triumphs from 1967. How's that?
Okay, we can certainly do that, and Harleys and all that stuff. Hey, Allan, I enjoyed. Maybe I'll have Linda get a hold of you here in the next couple of months. We'll have you back on again. But, people, again, you need to give a call, and the number is 505-986-5002, or you can call 505-231-1336. Now, if you're looking at a good place to go for a vacation or a road trip, hey, this would be a place I think you would have a lot of fun. I think Allan could really, take you out to an old ghost town or old cemetery. or what have you, wherever you want to go. I mean, that's what I guess he does. I think you'd have a lot of fun. It's certainly better than just going on a map and end up somewhere and realize, well, gee, I just drove 1,300 or 1,800 miles for nothing. So, I mean, I think it would be really, excitement. So, again, take a look at his website. And again, give him a call at 505-986-5002. Allan,